Hello, this is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. Alright guys, I'm using two of my decks tonight. I've got my Starseed Oracle and my Soul Purpose Oracle. They're both available on my Etsy shop. And I have this deck here. It's your Sacred Wealth Code. I'll see if I can tag it in the products on the thingy ding. But three crystals here. This is a tantric twin that is half of a tantric twin. It came to me and I was like, what the heck? It didn't even come it wasn't supposed to be a tantric twin that came. It was just supposed to be a quartz, and it came like this. So I've had it for a while. I will sell it if someone wants it, but this one is one of my private ones. This one is a quartz point, and then this one is another quartz point that has like a cool head. This is my own personal one. It's not for sale. Neither is this one. That one, $50. And then I will tell you all the stuff that's about it, the energies and things. But pick your card. You're gonna find out what is your soul purpose. A deep dive. And I had ChatGPT give me titles, so that's the one that people voted for the most. Number one. What 111 number one. What is your soul's purpose? Let's start with the Sacred Wealth Code. And we have the King, and it says, I powerfully lead my mission, regal, powerful, passionate, courageous, sovereign, responsible, benevolent, creative, innovative, decisive, directive, inspiring, visionary, respected. All right, so I feel like you're meant to be a king. You're meant to be a leader. That's the sun energy as well. I'm going to turn on one light. I hear a loud noise going by. It's pretty late at night, too, for that to be happening. But it is Saturday night, so sometimes I think the motorcycle people are out there doing weird shit. Anyways, I feel like you're meant to make an impact. You're meant to be somebody that is like the leader. You're the sun. The sun is Leo energy. It's creativity. It's our passion. It's our, like, rawr, larger than life. And this is actually pretty synchronistic because I did a private reading earlier. And when I did her private reading, right here, I see a lion, which I've never seen before, but I still see it right now. It's like eyes are right here, and it's got a mane around it, and it's like laying there. And I just heard another freaking bike. All right, so, and then after I did that person's reading, I saw a person doing a reading that I actually sent to her because it was like a lot of the stuff that she had asked me about and specific keywords that were in it about like feeling, you know, stagnant, bop-a-da-boop. And the picture behind the lady that was doing the reading was a big lion. So and it was about like becoming a millionaire and really shining, getting yourself out there, overcoming the adversity. So I feel like that's your purpose, that's your mission, is to do like something different here. And to be like the honorable warrior. So this is Mars energy. Again, more masculine energy. You're meant to really like take off. What's the matter, honey bun? What's the matter? I'm babysitting honey bunny. Sorry, I'm babysitting, and she just went through surgery. My dad's not here tonight. It's just a chaotic thing. But you're meant to be the honorable warrior. This is a lot of masculine energy here. It says, I take a stand for positive change. And again, it's courageous, which we've already seen courageous come through here. Passionate, brave, bold, hardworking, territorial, athletic. And this is also synchronistic too to messages I've been receiving this last week about embodiment. It was one of the Patreon things. It was like, what major arcana card do we need to embody right now? And it was the energy of the Emperor, of Aries energy, the Lion energy, like, you know, fiery, passionate Mars energy. Aries is connected to Mars. Mars is the planet of war. The sun is the divine masculine energy, right? And the Leo energy is the lion. So we get a lot of this energy coming through about like being creative, putting yourself out there, taking a stand for positive change. That is your mission. You're meant to embody some of that masculine energy, but balance it with the feminine. Okay, so here's the Venus, which they say men are from Mars, women are from Venus. It is just the masculine and feminine things coming into balance. And again, the muse, Venus, creativity, sensuality, balancing it, inspiring and being inspired. It says intuitive, inspired, idealistic, creative, divinely connected, passionate, emotional, sensitive. So you're meant to embody the best of both worlds, basically. You're meant to be the divine feminine, divine masculine. This could even be that some of your mission and purpose is to come together and collaborate in like a power couple way, or just in your own way. Power couple up within yourself and emanate that out. Because if there is another person out there that's meant to be like embodying that back to you, you need to be the embodiment of that for them to show up so they can mirror it, right? But either way, you're meant to be that embodiment of divine feminine, divine masculine. You're meant to inspire. You are meant to also be inspired to go, because you become an honorable warrior. It means you went through a battle. If you've never experienced anything negative or you've never been through any difficulties, how are you going to become the warrior of stuff? So not only are you going to be the warrior, you're the king and the queen here. So I feel like you've already been through the battle, and now you're meant to take that story. You okay? That was serious. Gagging. You're meant to take that story and really bring it to life. So again, I'm getting energy of the hero's journey, which is more synchronicity. Something else that's been coming up like repetitive is this hero's journey. What have you been through? What was your struggle? It was a different reading I did today for somebody actually that came through. What are the things that you've been through? What are the things that have almost taken you out, but you overcame it? You adversed through. What is it? That is what you're meant to help other people with. Or even just inspire them with your story of how you got to where you are, so that they can take that and transform themselves and like apply it to their story. You don't have to have the exact same outcomes to inspire people to overcome and leave behind things that are blocking them or hurting them or a difficulty. It could be finding the right health. It could be finding the right mindset. It could be leaving behind an old job. It could be, leaving a toxic relationship. It could be going back to school. Whatever it is that you've done that was difficult, that like you didn't know if you were going to get through, that's what you're meant to do here. Yeah, your lived experiences are unique and meaningful. Share your stories with others. So you have a story that is meant to be shared. And many people do. It's not like it's an uncommon thing. And what's uncommon is... Okay, my dad sent me a text. Sorry. There's a lot of distractions too, I feel like, for you. There's been a lot of distractions in this reading. Your experience is unique and meaningful. You're meant to share your story with others, regardless of the distractions, regardless of the battle, regardless of the bullshit. You have the eyes that see where the magic is. You have the eyes to see beyond the bullshit. You have the eyes to get back on track. And being in your divine feminine, divine masculine balanced energy is important. You're here to honor the ways of the sacred feminine and honor the sacred rebirth, okay? So every time you go through something difficult, you feel like you're going to die or whatever, you're meant to have that rebirth. You're meant to rise up from the ashes. So you may have more than one hero's journey. You have an option. Like, which one of these do I want to, turn into passion? Because your pain can be turned into passion, and it can be profitable. Like, a lot of people use the hero's journey within marketing. So it is a marketable thing, because the main thing to help other people with your passion and your purpose is to find a way to help them, to be in service in some way, whether it's through inspiration or teaching or just, whatever it is that feels right. Are you okay, honey bun? You okay? She just looks sad. Okay, so again, you're meant to bring into balance. You're meant to breathe this new cycle in. And it may be a myriad of ways, but you are united with your soul's mission and purpose. And I feel like that's because you're living it, right? Like you've always been living your mission and purpose. And I feel like that's true for everybody. No matter what you're doing or where you go, or what you find is happening in your life, there's usually some sort of alignment for it. Even with the times that feel horrible, or the times you feel like you're never going to make it out, that's part of your purpose, or you wouldn't be doing it. And it always leads you to like where you were always supposed to be going. We also have meditation master, so there's an innate ability to connect and meditate. You could do sound healing, you could do movement meditation, silence, stillness, guided meditation, transcendental meditations, yogas, however you feel aligned. But I feel like you would benefit from this, whether you do it personally for yourself or whether you incorporate it into what you do for your mission and purpose. But I do feel like you're meant to inspire people. You're meant to take those experiences that you've been through and give birth to like a whole new beginning for that. And then you may also have dreams that are very important to this. And this, again, is very synchronistic. The reading I did for someone today was talking about like their mission and purpose. And these very similar cards and messages were coming through. It was like, yes, you can do that. And you're feeling guided to what you're meant to be doing, And look, the sun is here. So that's, again, the balance of the feminine. So we got divine feminine, we got the muse, we got the king with the sun, and then the sun. I really do feel like having that balance is what's going to help you to have the growth and the power that you need. Embrace and nurture and be the feminine, allow yourself to receive, but also get structured, be like, you know, have the priorities straight, have a schedule, make things happen for yourself, like know and pay attention to the signs and the elements around you so that you can embrace those new beginnings between giving birth to them, but also organizing them. And it is safe to say no to anything that doesn't align to you. It's safe to say no to the stuff that you know deep in your soul isn't part of your mission and purpose. Some things aren't going to be that supportive for you. So you can trust and know that gentle light healing codes are always coming in for you on every step of your journey. And it's okay to embrace them, and it's okay to take your time, and it's okay to balance both of these elements of the feminine and masculine. But I definitely feel like you're meant to inspire and help people with your story, what you've been through. And for everybody, that's going to be a little different. So you're going to have to trust your intuition on that. All right, so let's go to pile number 2 and see what comes through for you. Doing this a little bit quicker than I intended because the dogs are being crazy. Babysitting one tonight. She just had an operation. The other one, Sirius, has peed on my bed like 3 times tonight, so I've had to change the fucking sheets so many times that he might die soon, so I keep looking over there, having a little bit of distractions. Just kidding, I won't kill him, but I would like to. Don't know what his problem is, but yeah, tonight, it was like I changed the bed, I came back, he peed on it, I changed the bed, I came back, he peed on it. And the first time I wasn't that mad because it didn't really go through. Like, it was just a little tiny. I think it's because Honey Bunny's up here. She's not normally up here. So he's, like, peeing way more than he normally does. Like, sometimes he does not pee at all for days and days and days. And then just randomly he'll pee on the bed. Usually not more than once. But anyways, that's what's going on. So what is your soul mission and purpose? We're using the sacred wealth codes with the engineer coming through. Every problem has a solution. So I don't know exactly what the solution to that is, but there is probably one that I will have to figure out. But you also may be somebody that's meant to figure these things out. Like, you probably one of those people down in the car, you got to do this, you got to do that, for people that have problems. It may just naturally come to you, or you may have a mind that is good at coming up with the solutions to problems. So you're very curious and productive. You're technical and hardworking. You're focused, creative, competent, practical, competitive, decisive, determined, analytical, adventurous, loyal, and generous. All right, so you can come up with loyal in like good ways. Like, you're not going to come up with the shiesty way to fix things. You actually can engineer something that's positive for people. And then we have the organizer, which says everything has its rightful place. So I feel like you have an analytical mind. You're somebody that's good with like probably like the ADHD hyper focus aspects of things, or even the autistic, like everything has to happen exactly when it's meant to happen at the right moment, and everything has its own place and very organized. Or even just something up in your mind is like compartmentalized, or that's going to benefit you to start utilizing your mind in those ways, or to start utilizing that system in your life. But I feel like your mission and purpose is to be very organized and to engineer change for people and solutions for people, which pile 1 is the same thing. No matter what, your mission and purpose is to be in service. But the best way to be in service for yourself is to help people to organize and engineer how that looks. And sometimes that doesn't have to be like boring or technological only, you know, like it can be metaphysically. What are you doing, guys? Just lay down. I don't want you peeing on the bed. Ah. Sorry, they are throwing me off tonight. Spiritual, sensitive, unconventional, transcendental, intuitive, introverted, illuminating, artistic, ingenious, intense, imaginative, innovative, revolutionary, rebellious, and mysterious. So, like I said, this part may not seem like it goes with this, but kind of just like with the first part, it was all about blending the feminine and masculine. I feel like this is blending the intuitive and the analytical, like bringing the science and the spiritual together, you know, showing people that it's not all woo woo, like there's actual stuff that backs this up. I feel like is part of the mission and purpose here. And you probably have the mind that's able to compartmentalize things and see like, okay, like this actually makes sense on a logical level, and it's also happening to have an impact on the metaphysical level. And on the energetics, yeah, you're a peacemaker, so you channel peaceful energies, perspectives, and solutions for Earth's inhabitants. And again, that's our mission and purpose, is to be in service and to figure out the best way we do that. The first pilot was like, they're meant to inspire through their story. You guys are meant to help people figure out how do they do that. Like, what's the best method for them to do so. You know what I mean? I feel like you come up with the solutions, whether it's like you could do it in a myriad of ways, but it's also helping them to tap into this energy. And I feel like you can blend these both together too and figure out the best way to deliver healing to the collective, or to deliver the solutions that those people need. I feel like you may have more than one capability in how you deliver your solutions to the collective. You could do it on an emotional level, you know, and again, this is going to be, think about it, there's only 3 piles here, there's so many of you out there. Some of you may be more emotional, some of you may be more intuitive, some of you may be healers through like coaching, life coaching, or doing body work or doing Reiki sessions, being more fluid with it. And others of you could be like, I'm going to help you build your website, and I'm going to help you to communicate with people, and I'm going to help you to market things. You know what I mean? You may, like I said, take both of those things and blend them together so that you can do both for yourself. It's like you can put all the nuts and bolts together to make a website to promote and market your healing abilities. You can organize that, you can engineer that, you can blend those two worlds together, but you can also split off and use one or the other, or blend both of them together for yourself. Like that's what I did in the beginning of myself. I was learning this stuff, but I'd already learned that stuff, so I was helping everybody else with their website and their bullshit and their businesses and promoting and doing their events and all of that, and then I started doing that, and then I took over to let me just do that for me, and things got much better for myself. So, but you might need to do that in the beginning to supplement your income and to, you know, get yourself to a position. But you're a seed planter, so you're planting seeds everywhere you go in every person's soul. So regardless if you're just helping somebody with their website, you have insights and things energetically within you that just automatically come through. People learn from you. You may have family and friends that just come randomly talk to you about stuff because they like the insights that you give to them or the energy that you deliver through yourself. If you're an empath, a lot of times we are naturally engineering these little things for people on a spiritual level or an emotional level in so many different ways. You could even do it through jewelry. You craft, create, and work with crystals. You could make different like healing bracelets or necklaces or earrings or rings. And like some of the stuff that I do, like tonight when I started off, I was talking about this crystal. Like what I do is I read the crystal and I tell the people like on a physical what's going on with it, but also on an energetic what's going on with it. You have those types of capabilities too. Like you can blend those two worlds together. It's like, well, I can see that it's got this, this, and this, which means X, Y, and Z, but internally on the energetics, I can also see this, that, and that. So you can deliver the best of both worlds in a myriad of ways, however you feel guided to do it. But you are an energy healer, so you channel through an intention and touch. So if your intention is to read this crystal and activate this crystal and heal with this crystal, you can do that, whether you put it into jewelry or whether you put it on someone's body while you're doing a healing, whether you pop it into a fucking candle or whether you fashion it into a bracelet. You have the ability to do that, and you have the ability to organize and engineer that to deliver to others for peaceful perspectives. And you're here to be a free spirit and enjoy yourself while you do it. You're not here to struggle. You're not here to feel like bogged down. You're here to have that inner child spirit because you are a healer. Your mission is to heal yourself and others. So you're going to be healing yourself too. That's why, again, I feel like there may be steps. You know, it's like you may utilize these things within you in many different ways, but throughout healing yourself, you'll figure out the best way to heal others and the best way to deliver to others. And yes, this is for your highest and best. And this is kind of like how it is for all of us. We're all healing ourselves. We're all figuring it out. That's how we get to the hero's journey, is by going through the difficulties and, you know, seeing ourselves as that victim, but then becoming our own hero, and then what do heroes do? They help other people. Some people go through the hero's journey and they become a fucking victim of it, and they stay there, and then they create more victims of it, or they just stay there in the victim story. You get to decide if you're going to be the hero, and that's what you're engineering. You're going to be the hero for yourself. You're going to say no. You're going to release guilt. You're going to have healthy boundaries, and you're going to cleanse all the deep emotions and all the bullshits that you've been through so that you can organize this and engineer it and put it out there. So it's very similar energy to pile one. Pile one was about balancing the feminine and masculine, which this feels very so much similar to that. It's just in different wording. So this pile may even benefit you to hear, like, you want to be the balance of the feminine and the masculine, the balance of the logical and the creative. But I feel like that energy is strongly coming through here as well, as like balancing the analytical and the emotional, balancing the spiritual and the physical. And by doing that, you're going to help other people and organize things that are meant to uplift this collective and the planet, as well as yourself, because you're going to be healing yourself through that process. So I'm going to move on to pile number 3 now. And here we go. This is pile number 3. We're going to start off with the Sacred Wealth Code. And we have the Visionary, the Merchant, and the Teacher. So you got 2 Jupiters. And that's all about expansion. And then Mercury, which is like, you know, communication and like being a merchant and money and communication. So the Visionary says the world is filled with possibilities, inventive, expansive, wise, insightful, enthusiastic, curious, courageous, philanthropic, imaginative, knowledgeable, conceptual, inspired, idealistic, benevolent, and humble. So the world is filled with opportunities for this pile. I feel like honestly you could go in a myriad of directions, which is true for everybody in all of these piles, because I'm reading for multitude of people on one pile. But in this pile, it's a little bit more than that. It's like, yeah, there's multiple options with these other piles, but in your case, it's truly like infinitely expansive. I feel like you have a multidimensional perspective, and you're able to see multiple timelines. You're able to choose multiple timelines, and you're able to merchandise them. You're able to turn them into something. You're able to see that the opportunities are fucking everywhere to prosper. So you're somebody that's like, oh, I can take this and do that and turn this into that. And that's kind of like, you know, just something that can turn in, anything can be turned into that. You know, I've said that many times in the past when I was like making all these different stuff with my sister and stuff. She's always said, she's like, you turn weird shit into money. Like, I do. I'm like, oh, let's try making candles. Oh, okay, let's start a whole candles business and sell hundreds and hundreds of candles. And then do the same thing with this thing and the same thing with this thing. You have that ability because you're a visionary. You just have to take action on it and do it. But I feel like the world is filled with possibilities, and you see that, and you take opportunities and you take risks, and you probably try and do exciting new things. This energy is very expansive, so it's like whatever you touch will grow, will bloom, and you know that. But you have to show up to it, right? You have to be there. So it says logical, discerning, flexible, financial, psychological, creative, communicative, social, brilliant, quick, evaluative, technical and inventive, right? So as this visionary, you also know that you have to get a little bit technical and logical with things. You've got to discern what's the right stuff for you. Also have to use social, like, things that are available to us no matter what. And I tell people, like, this has been something that's coming up recently within my consciousness, is like when you post something online and as a business or as somebody that wants to share your vision with the world, a lot of people get like, oh no, about only having so many likes, or there's only like 10 likes, or there's only like 20 likes. And it's like, all right, well, imagine that there's 10 people in the room with you right now. You know what I mean? That's a lot of people. Even if you owned a small business somewhere nearby, say it's like a little tiny bakery or a little tiny crystal shop or a little tiny whatever. If you walked in there and there's 10 people in there right then, that's a lot of people. So if you keep putting those posts out, imagine how many people are accumulating. When you get up to like 100, can you imagine 100 people in the room with you or in your small business? That's why it's good to not focus on the limit or the finite, but to focus on the opportunity to grow, the opportunity to reach more people, the opportunity to see that there's opportunities, there's infinite expansiveness. And I feel like for some of you, this is just what you need to acknowledge within yourself, is that it's okay to see these opportunities and to go on them, but not to get like discouraged when they don't instantly infinitely expand. You've got to constantly show up for that to happen, and trust and build and grow and explore the multiple visions, because not every single vision is going to be like the one, you know, like there's a lot that don't work and there's a lot that do work, but the best way to keep doing is to figure out which ones, is to keep showing up and sharing the ones that come to you. And you'll get better at it over time too. You'll see the ones that do work and the ones that don't work, right? So to know is to grow. This is basically what the fuck I'm saying. You'll learn, and you are learning. And it says knowledgeable, intelligent, growth-oriented, trustable, understanding, communicative, compassionate, prosperous, social, inspired, self-aware, generous, considerate, and virtuous. This is also part of this for you. Be the teacher, you know, share what you know. Like a lot, people hate gatekeepers, right? So as you learn and as you grow, share what you know. And as you acquire things and as you collect information and wisdom, share it with others, you know, inspire other people, share the knowledge with them, but don't cut yourself off, because there's an infinite supply of it too. So make sure that you're still staying open to learning and staying open to inspiration, incorporating new things. That's why I have so many fucking things that I've done, because I kept learning new things, and I would be like, oh, I like this thing too, so I'm gonna play with this now. And it helps to learn and grow and figure out what works and what doesn't work, and also what you fucking like and what you don't like, because that's your mission and purpose too. If you just start doing something just because it makes money, guarantee you're going to burn out on it and be like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. Even if you start doing something because you genuinely like to do it, you may find that you no longer like to genuinely do it, or you don't like the effects of what it's doing to you or to your life or whatever's going on. But as a visionary, it's up to you to keep expanding the vision, and then also being integrity with yourself and being like, okay, this part of the vision sucks and I don't want to do it anymore, so I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to look for new opportunities elsewhere, because I know they're everywhere, and I'm going to learn from this lesson, and I'm going to continue to grow. But I can't do that unless I keep showing up to those infinite possibilities, keep throwing myself into them, because I'm a frequency shifter. So you receive and shift the frequencies of the universe too. And that's a lot to take on. And as a teacher, you're learning lessons constantly. So yeah, sometimes you're going to have to go through some difficult fucking lessons. As a teacher, as a visionary, there's highs and lows. But you can tune the frequency to the higher frequencies. You can tune the lower things up. And so that you may get hit with a lot of tests. You may get hit with a lot of lessons, but you will become a better teacher every time, and you will expand your vision every time, and you can get better and stronger at shifting the frequencies every time. But you are a shadow worker, so you are a master of duality and darkness. Now, again, I'm feeling this for this pile. To be a visionary, to be a teacher, you have to have fucking seen some shit. You have to have gone through some shit. And then you have to take that shit and figure out how to profit from that shit, or to grow from that shit and evolve from it, right? So you've been through the darkness. There's so many people that are so naive and just don't have a lot of wisdom because they haven't been through the shit. They haven't been through the darkness. They don't know. But you're here to overcome and grow. You know what it's like to be through the shit. You know what it's like to be in the darkness. So now you know how that feels and how to break out of that, shift the frequency into the light. But you're also not afraid to go into the darkness, because you know every time you go into the darkness, you're transmuting it into more light. You're becoming a better teacher, becoming a better visionary. You're going to expand your awareness. Yeah, because you have the eyes that see beyond the fucking illusions. So you're learning and growing and expanding, and that's what's needed here to awaken and shift the collective consciousness. The collective consciousness can't shift if people aren't awakening and expanding their consciousness. So you're doing the work for the masses, because you're an earth angel. You're guardian of the earth and her children. And that's what you're meant to do, is to expand your consciousness, your awareness, go through the lessons, go through the darkness, go through the dark night of the souls and all the bullshits, to expand the vision, to become the teacher, and to also make sure that you're logically incorporating it in a way so that you can expand and you can grow and you can thrive and teach other people how to do the same thing. But yeah, there's a lot of fucking karma and crap that's comes along with the show here, but you're healing those soul patterns and contracts to break family out of, bullshit, and to break yourself out of bullshit. That's why you may not want to have children, or you may not want to connect with a bunch of people. You may be somebody that's like, I'm just gonna just gonna keep it on the low here because I don't want more karma than I need. Like, I'm good. Yeah, with the soul family, I feel like you have a lot of karma. So you're making sure that you're awakening others, and you're avoiding the soul contracts that are going to be detrimental to you. You only want high vibrational, like soul aligned, evolutionary things. But I feel like you've had a lot that were the opposite of that. So it's like you've learned your lesson, and you are continuing to learn your lesson. You may still have people show up that have a lesson to teach you, or more bullshit that you have to go through, but you will continue to learn and grow through it. So don't be afraid to live. Don't be afraid to embrace your lessons, because they are going to expand you. They are going to help to raise you up. Look, allow the light of Lara to bring in strength, confidence, abundance, and wisdom. You can't get wise without like going through the bullshit. You're never going to be wise or strong or confident if you haven't been on the other frequency end of it, or haven't experienced things that have put you there. Like, I'm confident I can overcome this bullshit because I've done it before, or I've overcome less, right? I have strength because I've been through the fucking bullshit. I have wisdom because I've seen the ignorance and I've been ignorant to the bullshit, right? So your journey home to shift your vibe, you are someone that has a higher vibe. So sometimes you're going to have to go within yourself. Sometimes you're going to have to pull yourself away. Sometimes you're going to have to embrace the darkness to get into the light. But you definitely have a powerful presence. You definitely have an ability to teach and to expand the vision, and to teach a wider, expansive vision to others. So yeah, it looks like this life purpose is not necessarily the easiest one, or the most, hasn't maybe necessarily been the easiest one to navigate, but you have the widest, expansive grasp because of it, right? So look at the blessings within it, and also share your visions with the world. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and keep getting inspired, and to keep speaking on your inspiration, and to keep plugging away at it, because it will eventually rise. Thank you very much. In Mene, namaste.